Do You Want to Dance is a song written by American singer Bobby Freeman and recorded by him in 1958. It reached number No. 5 on the United States Billboard Top 100 Sides Pop chart and No. 2 on the Billboard R&B chart. Cliff Richard and the Shadows version of the song reached No. 2 in the United Kingdom in 1962. Despite being a B-side, the Beach Boys version reached No. 12 as Do You Wanna Dance in the United States in 1965, and a 1972 cover by Bette Midler, Do You Want to Dance, quote, reached No. 17. A different song called Do You Wanna Dance was a UK hit for Barry Blue in 1973. Bobby Freeman version. San Francisco-born teenager Bobby Freeman had been a member of doo-wop groups The Romances and the Vocaliers. When asked by a local DJ if he had written any songs, he wrote several and recorded them as solo demos. These included Do You Want to Dance, which was heard by a visiting record label executive, Mortimer Pallets of Jubilee Records. He signed Freeman to the label and had the original recording overdubbed in New York by session musicians including guitarist Billy Muir. Released on the Jubilee subsidiary label Josie, Do You Want to Dance quickly rose to number 5 on the pop chart and number 2 on the R&B chart in early 1958, when Freeman was still only 17. Contrary to some reports, Jerry Garcia did not play on the record. Cliff Richard and the Shadows version. The Cliff Richard and the Shadows version, also known as Do You Wanna Dance, was released in the United Kingdom as the B-side of I'm Looking Out the Window in May 1962. However, like 7 other Cliff Richard singles released between 1959 and 1963, the B-side received a good amount of airplay and made the New Musical Express UK Singles Chart in its own right. On this occasion, it became Richard's second highest charting B-side, after Bachelor Boy, making it to number 10, while I'm Looking Out the Window reached number 2. The single reached number 2 in the other UK singles charts. Listing both tracks, Do You Want to Dance went on to become the more successful charting track from the single in some countries, reaching number 1 in the Netherlands, Australia, based on the Sydney chart of the time, because an Australian nationwide chart had not yet started, and Flemish Belgium. The single went on to sell over 1 million copies worldwide. Do You Want to Dance was included on the EP Cliff's Hits, released November 1962, and first appeared on LP with Richard's first compilation album Cliff's Hit Album, released July 1963. A live version appeared on Richard's double album Japan Tour 74 issued in 1975. Recording Do You Want to Dance was recorded on December 19, 1961 at Emmy's Abbey Road Studios. The session, engineered by Malcolm Addy and produced by Emmy's A&R man Norrie Paramore, featured new drummer Brian Bennett and Jet Harris on bass. Soon to leave the Shadows in 1962. Charts. Chart entries as Do You Want to Dance or Do You Want to Dance, I'm Looking Out the Window. Chart entries as I'm Looking Out the Window, Do You Want to Dance. The Beach Boys version. The Beach Boys version of Do You Wanna Dance was a single released through Capitol Records on February 15, 1965. It peaked at number 12 on the Billboard Hot 100 and was the highest charting Beach Boys song to feature Dennis Wilson on lead vocals. According to the contemporary United Press International (UPI) chart published by newspapers across the United States, it was number 8 in April 1965. It did best in regional playlists in the Twin Cities, Baltimore and San Jose, where it was number 2. Dallas, Seattle and San Diego to number 3, Portland to number 4, and Chicago, Washington, D.C., Phoenix, Milwaukee, Cincinnati, Hartford, Tulsa and Lincoln. Number 5. The B-side was Please Let Me Wander. The song was also released on the 1965 album The Beach Boys' Today recording. Do You Wanna Dance was recorded on January 11, 1965 at Gold Star Studios and was produced, arranged and conducted by Brian Wilson. Take 3 of the song was used as the master. The song was first released in 1965 in mono on the band's album Today, with a stereo remix of the song being released in 2012 on the stereo remaster of that same album. Personnel sourced from Musicians Union AFM contract sheets and surviving session audio. Documented by Craig Slowinski. The Beach Boys. Al Jardine, harmony and backing vocals. Mike Love, harmony and backing vocals. Brian Wilson, harmony and backing vocals. Acoustic grand piano. Carl Wilson, harmony and backing vocals. Lead and rhythm electric guitar. Dennis Wilson, lead vocals. Additional musicians and production staff. Live version. A live version from March 1965 was released in 2015 for the Archival Live in Chicago 1965. Charts. Bette Midler version. Bette Midler included the song, with the original title restored, Do You Want to Dance, on her 1972 debut album The Divine Miss M. In contrast to the Bobby Freeman, Cliff Richard, and Beach Boys versions, which are up-tempo rock and roll songs. Midler slowed the tempo of the song down to a sultry-sounding ballad. Midler's version was her first single release, reaching number 17 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart in early 1973 and the top 10 of the Go Set national charts in Australia during April 1973. In 1985, Ulla Hedwig, a Bette Midler sound-alike and former backup singer, sang the song emulating Bette Midler's version for a Mercury Sable television commercial. The Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals held that using this sound-alike version in a TV commercial violated Midler's right of publicity. Midler v. Ford Motor Co. 849 F. 2D 460. Ninth Circle. 1988. Midler had sued Ulla and the Mercury Sable people for infringing on her trademark, and won her case by issuing a permanent injunction that prohibited all TV stations from further airing the commercial. Charts. Other versions. 1960s. 1961 Bobby V on album. 1963 Anne Christine recorded a Finnish-language version, entitled Menan Tanssimaan. 1964 The Four Seasons recorded a version of Do You Want to Dance, appearing on their album Dawn. Go Away. 1964 Del Shannon. Do You Want to Dance? Amy single release. 1964 The Challengers recorded a version of Do You Want to Dance, appearing on their album At the Teenage Fair. 1965 Sonny and Cher recorded a version as Caesar and Cleo on their album Baby Don't Go. 1966 The Mamas and the Papas debut album If You Can Believe Your Eyes and Ears. Part of the instrumental melody in this version is sampled in the Jens Lekman song, Maple Leaves. 1966 Johnny Rivers album Changes. 1970s. 1972 Bette Midler. 1974 Hurricanes. 1975 John Lennon album Rock and Roll. 1975 T-Rex bonus track on the album Bolan Zip Gun. 1976 Sleepy Sleepers, with Finnish lyrics titled Mennään Karjalaan. Let's Go to Karelia. 1977 The Ramones album Rocket to Russia. 1977 All 55 on the album. 5's Live Jeeve. 1978 Ray Stevens album There Is Something on Your Mind. 1980s. 1982 Bruce Springsteen played his version live on August 7. 1982. With the Beaver Brown Band. 1982 Jan and Dean recorded and released the song on their album One Summer Night, Live. 1983 Neil Young covered the song live with his rockabilly band The Shocking Pinks, with one of the performances appearing on Solo Tran's film. 1985 Dave Edmunds on the soundtrack Porky's Revenge. 1987 Barbie and the Rockers in the Rockin' Back to Earth special, where they are erroneously referred to as Barbie and the Sensations in the special's title, a sequel to their previous special, Out of This World. 1988 David Lindley and El Rayo X on their album Very Greasy. 1990s. 1990 Belinda Montgomery on Doogie Howser. M.D. Season 1 Episode 16 It Ain't Over Till Mrs. Howser Sings. January 17, 1990. 1993 Peter Andre on his debut album Peter Andre. 1993 The Jazz Butcher Conspiracy album Waiting for the Love Bus. 1994 The Quiz on the version of Rocket to Russia. 1996 Petty Booker on their album Blue Lagoon of Petty Booker. 1996 Wax on the soundtrack Biodome. 1996 Bobby Fuller on Shakedown. The Texas Tapes Revisited. Originally recorded 1962–64. 1998 Darlington on the She's Gone Records EP released Texas Punk Rock Sweethearts. Released on limited run translucent butterscotch vinyl. Out of print. 1998 Jazz saxophonist Walter Beasley on his release For Your Pleasure. 1998 Attack 77 in their CD of covers Otras Canciones. The version was in Spanish. 1999 Darlington Band on the limited run CD release Live Dallas 1999. Released by Mutant Pop Records. Out of print. 2000s. Decade. 2001 Raymundo's album Eremos 4. 2006 Laurent Voulzy album La Septime Vague. 2007 Darlington Band on the self-released, limited to 1,000 hand-numbered CD copies release Live Dallas 2007. Out of print. 2007 Lucy Lawless performed the song in concert at the Roxy Theatre in Hollywood. 2008 Energy. American band. Album Race the Sun. 2008 Andreas Johnson album Rediscovered. 2009 Cliff Richard and the Shadows re-recorded the song for the album Reunited. 2010s. 2012 Ash EP Little Infinity. 2012 Juliana Hatfield album covers. 2012 Rachel McFarlane album Haley Sings. In popular culture, the original Bobby Freeman recording features in the comedy-drama film American Graffiti. 1973. Grateful Dead's Jerry Garcia is rumored to have recorded the guitar on the original Bobby Freeman version. However, there is no definitive documentation of this. The Ramones version of Do You Wanna Dance was used in an American television advertisement for the release of While on DVD and in the film Rock and Roll High School. Lyrics of this song at Metro Lyrics.